Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the stream yet again, and I'm going to be doing something a little bit different today. I still want to get into the things that I'd mentioned I would like to do at some point. But there's something that I need to do in order to just help my stream a little bit. York, Mr. York, how you doing? How you doing, Reese? Bright and early today, are you? And so, yeah, I'm going to put together something here that I take advantage of the fact that I've got this project underway and that I'm making a lot of content for this thing. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the menu screen that I've made. I went and recorded before streaming because I use the same software. I went and recorded myself a little minute and a bit of the menu without any of the heads-up display, without anything that are there. Hey, look at that. Notifications are a good thing. That's why they say subscribe and don't forget to click that little bell. I don't say that, but some people say that. I should be saying that. So I've gone and recorded here my my menu for a little bit, and I recorded it with the. You can see there's a little bit of a message up here that I'm going to want to get rid of. You can also see there's some staggering here at the beginning of this, which is something I'm going to have to clean up as well. So I'm just doing a RAM preview here to try and get to a point where this... Come on now. No, next frame, stop. Beginning. It's not play stop that I want. It's create RAM preview. But anyway, I've got this little video of moments here. You see my little dust particles flutter around quite funnily. But the goal here that I'm going to do with this is that I want to get this video to loop, so that I've got a decent chunk here of this background that is animated. And I'm going to make myself a couple of things for the stream. The stream will begin shortly message, and the stream has ended message. As using the new software that I'm using, I'm getting cut off at the end, and so I would like to make a template that I can use to do that. And so I figured I would just repurpose my UI menu here that I've got in order to make that work. Now I'm going to reduce my resolution down here to 1/4, so it's not going to be as clear, but that should enable it to play a little bit more real time. And so we're going to let the RAM preview move along here. I love that some of my dust particles are out of the light and become dark. It looks so good. So this is a full, I mean, I'm only at a minute here. This is about 1 minute and 13 seconds long, so I don't actually necessarily want to put the whole thing into RAM, but there's some beginning stuff that needs to be cleaned up, where I click on screen, so it wasn't capturing real time until I was back in the window. So the mouse comes in, I click, and then it's real time. Now, it still appears a little bit stuttery. So I am going to go and take a look to ensure that that's not actually the case with the root video. Let me just pop this open here. So here's the actual video that was captured. This is what I imported into After Effects. And it does appear to be nice and smooth and clean, and so that's good. So it is fine. It's just the RAM preview that's chugging. Which, fair enough. I mean, this video is 4K. And so playback in After Effects at 4K, like, I can understand if it's gonna lag a little bit. That's the goal of bumping down the resolution here to be a quarter. I do have it set to 100%. We'll come back to that and see if that's going to be an issue. But anyway, what I would like to do here now is bring a second instance of this in. And if I can, so obviously I'm going to trim some of the front off here. Let's do it maybe there. So the goal is to, hey Christian, how you doing? You're here a little early today. You typically show up at the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to arbitrarily just move the beginning here forward a little bit. Let's do this maybe at the 30-second mark here, something like that. And the reason for that is that I want to get these two things in sync. And so you can see I'm at different points in the animation. So the goal is going to be to move the bottom frame until I can actually get it to be completely in sync. Now, this would be a lot easier if I could adjust the opacity of this top layer. So let's go to transformation and opacity, and I'm just going to bring this down to 50 so that I can see the two of them. We're going to get this weird kind of juddering and after effect going on. And let's hide this one. It's really tough to do with the resolution brought down, so I'm going to go back to full. And really, I want to use the girl here as the identifying trait. Oh, I don't want to do that. Don't do that. You got to remember to use spacebar. Zoom out, spacebar, zoom in. Okay, that should probably be enough to identify the in-sync nature of this. So let's grab this one. So let's do I'm going to do a RAM preview right at the end here. And it looks like, without much effort, I've gotten them in sync. So let's go back to the not to the beginning. Let's go to here and hit play again. Yeah, that seems to work without issue. So let's go and set the opacity all the way back up again. So you notice the only pop is the particles. The girl actually moves pretty flawlessly. So beautiful. That means I've got them in sync now. Now, the reason I want them in sync is that I would like, if I can, I would actually like this to be a looping animation. And so having them in sync at the beginning here is useful. So that means that both things are in sync the entire time going through this video. Now, I'm going to need to create another version of this because I want this to loop. That'll be kind of important. But I've got both frames kind of set up to match here. So maybe what I'll do, let's see. So that should have now So I need to fade out the ending of this one. Just for one thing. Let's do this. Oh. So let's take this guy and duplicate him. And I'm going to move the top one. Wouldn't that be something? Now, if I get these to line up here, which is imperative. There we go. So because I've got two copies of the same clip butted up against one another, that means that the top two things loop. Now, there is a moment of slow up at the top, but if I go in and affect the opacity of this one, we just look at the back end of this thing here a little bit. So we're going to go to transformations, opacity, and it'll bring this down. And again, we'll go look at the girl, because this is the clearest point. So you can see there is some dislodging that happens here too. Now again, the reason this happens is that Unreal slows down when you take your cursor out of the project and move it aside. And so the actual opening clip of this this video is no good. So in hindsight, I should redo this. They're not actually embers. They are little pieces of dust, but there is a really bright light source in the there's a furnace right here, and the door's open, and that really bright light source is capturing them. If you look in the background here, out of focus, you'll actually notice some darker ones that float around. Those are the same pieces of dust, but they're outside the light. And there's some really close ones too, that are before the light. And so it's really giving you this sense of depth. You can see another little dark one here. But yeah, it's one of those things that just makes it feel a little bit more alive, right? Having the model move, having the candle flicker, and having the little dust particles drift makes it more than just a screenshot. It makes the scene feel alive, which is why I wanted to do this. Okay, so I'm going to redo this because this is not what I wanted at all. I'm going to remove all of those, and I'm going to bring the video back in. And again, my goal is to make this loop. And the easiest way to make it loop is to, well, first, I'm going to cut out the bit in the beginning that is laggy. So that's there. So I'm going to make this the beginning. You know what I might do? So I don't really know how long that animation is, but that's going to be paramount to getting it to loop correctly too. And I just want to make sure that I don't... See, I get that there as well. So I'm going to need to trim the end as well. So maybe what I'll do is I'll make the clip a minute long. Phone's blowing up here. Apparently, we've lost York. Reese is gone. That's too bad. He'll be back. A power outage. So yeah, so what I want to do with this is trim out those unnecessary bits. I'm going to go to composition and composition settings, and I'm just going to trim this to be a minute long. Like so. And now I won't have any of the laggy bits in here, which is good. Again, I don't know how long the animation loop is, but that's going to be pretty paramount to making this thing loop correctly as well. So what I need to do is now get a sequence of this thing. So if you look at the character, the shoulders go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 times. So the shoulders go up an entire a total of 15 times. So what I want to do, and I'm going to do this by zooming in here, is I'm going to try and get to the point where the shoulder hits the highest. Which I think is about there. And let's see if we can't go and cut this. Somewhere is the razor blade tool. There are your razor blade somewhere. Maybe what I'll do is I'll move that forward. So about there. And now what I want to do is get to a point at the end like here. 49.55. So that to me almost looks right there. Okay, where am I? 58.22. Beautiful. So composition settings, 58.22. So we're going to remove the 0. And this is going to be 58. $58.22. So what this should do now is the last frame and the first frame should be identical. What's up, Yash? And so now that they look identical, that means that this composition is now looping. So I've got about a minute's worth of loop here. So what I'm going to do now that I have a composition that loops is I'm going to right click it and I'm going to say new composition from selection, which is going to put that looping section into a new composition. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to name the looping one. I don't want to click on it. I want to rename it. Looping. That doesn't say looping. That's because it's not looping. Combined. And this one is the loop. Okay. Can I bring the loop in here? I can't. Can I bring combined in here? I can't. I'm very confused now. What have I done? Okay, there's loop. And there's combined. So no, I've named them backwards. That's why. Rename combined. Rename loop. Okay, so there's the original loop that loops. Here's combined. So what I want to do is I want to bring loop back in. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to butt these things up against one another. So I'll move this one to frame 30 and move this one to frame 30. And we're going to zoom in because, again, this needs to be pinpoint accurate. So what I have now is a seamless loop where the beginning frame and the last frame, all the particles are in the same place and the animation is in the same place. Because that's the middle of the animation and the middle of the animation. What I now have is a section in the middle where the particles jump. And that's because they're jumping from one point in time to another. So what I need to do is now make that part loop. And this is where loop comes back in again. So I'm going to bring loop back in again, and I'm going to leave it in the middle. But this time, I'm going to make the other two segments blend with this one. So maybe we'll bring this one to the top. So I'm really only playing with opacity in one area here. So I'll open up this layer, transform, and opacity down like so. And now the goal is just to move this until she lines up again. So there's a disconnect there. And a disconnect there. So I gotta get to the point where this is 100% correct. So that looks better. So she's not drifting anymore there. So now that I have this, now that I have one in the middle, one on the top that doesn't loop, and I've got the ones on the end that do loop, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fade them in and out from one another. And really, that's easy to do. I'm just really going to animate the fading of the top one. So, for instance, at the very first frame, this is going to have, and I'll turn on the keyframe, an opacity of 0. And then I'm going to go to, let's say, here. And we'll go in, add 0. And then after that many frames, we'll bring it up to 100 so that there's a slow transition in the particles that makes it impossible to tell that anything's happened. That one will be 100% opaque until we get to about here, which again, I'll make it 100% opaque. Fade out over about the same number of frames to 0. And then at the last frame, 0. So that way, the one that's on top here is hiding the transition. Oh, don't do that. So what we should end up with is particles adrift. Once we hit this little section here, they should fade into the other particles, which won't be noticeable. And then we're looking at the top clip that doesn't break in the middle here. And then that top clip is going to fade out back into the bottom clip. And that's going to go all the way to the end, which then loops with the beginning. So there, we now have a seamless looping video. So now that I've got combined, I'm going to new composition from selection. And now I have a looping composition, which is lovely. And now I can concentrate on putting the text on screen. Now, let's see. How long is my animation? Composition settings. It is 58 seconds long. 58:22. So about a second, or 60. What am I? 60 frames a second, and that's a minute. So no, I got a lot more than that. Let me hit play. We'll see how well this works. And then what I'll do is I'm going to write some text on top of here that I can drift and move around as well. So, this seems to be working rather nicely. Let me hit play here. Yeah, I think that'll be okay. Okay, so text. Let's see, how am I going to do the text? I think the best way to do the text, so I've got a strong orange light source on the left and a cool blue light source on the right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to head into 3ds Max here. I'm going to export this guy. Cabin in the Woods. We're going to go to FBX Totem Meshes. And this is my poltergeist, which will export. Like so. I've been having a lot of issues with my FBX exporter in that Max 2020 has been doing things I don't want it to do. It's been triangulating my mesh on export. And even though the export setting is do not export, do not export and do not triangulate. It's been doing that anyway, and I don't fully understand why. I've tried to look into it to see if there's something I'm doing incorrectly, but does not seem to be the case. Okay, let's do some cool texting here. So in my front camera, there's the grid. I'm going to create a text plus. In the text plus, we're going to create, I've got 2 of these things that I want to do. Let's start by saying the stream will begin shortly, which I'm going to use for my stream. And I'm going to zoom in on this sucker. And let's select all of this. It is justified the way that I want it justified. It is not using the right font. So I'll go find my font. I'm going to try and keep this consistent with what I use for all of my branding. If I can find it. Where the heck is it? There it is. Okay, so I've got a beginning to this. Let's go and give it a regular is fine. Bold doesn't change anything. Alignment is fine. There's my extrude. I'm going to give this some thickness. And that'll work quite nicely. Do I have a bevel? We do have a bevel. Lovely. Now, some of the letters are going to get a little overwritten. I think that'll be okay, though. There is some geometric changes I do want to make to this, which are also just part of how I typically display the font when I use it, because I don't use it straight out of the box like this. one of the things that I do is merging of the letter T. And so we're going to do that here. We're going to grab all of these and delete them. Merge this together. Merge this together. This and these. Okay, so we're going to grab all of this and weld. That says 10. Let's double check that that's what we should have. 4 and 4. No, we should have 8. So let's... 2, 4, 6, 8. I don't know where the 10 is coming from. That's 1. That's 2. Could I possibly have a polygon in there? Not seeing any interfering polygons. And this is a hole, yeah? Odd. No hole. So why are you not merging? That is really bizarre. I don't know where that vertex is coming from. Oh. Oh, the bevel in the back. You know what they say, the bevel is in the details. So that's what's going on there. I'm just going to delete all of the polygons in the back just to simplify my life. So select half and deselect half. We're going to go and delete those. I'll be able to put them on again after, but right now they're unnecessary. I'm getting some ugly artifacting here with some of the letters. So let's check this out again here. 6. 3 atop, 3 bottom. 6 is the correct answer, and then that can go away. So let's go to the front here again. And I want to do the same here with this. In order to do that, I need to make a cut. So we're going to grab the height position of this node. I'm going to go into the polygons here. I can probably go all the way across. We're going to grab a slice plane that I will ensure is in the right orientation. Like so. And then we'll go and move it to that position. So that lines up beautifully with the bottom of the T. So I can just hit slice. And now the R has a slice there. And I'm going to need to also create 2 more. One for the end of the bevel and the beginning of the bevel. So vertices, this one. Grab the height again. Polygons, and it should remember my selection if I do this correctly. So those, again, I'll slice plane. And we'll go and move this into the right position and slice. Turn off the slice plane, vertices, this one, height, polygons, slice plane, paste, slice. No, I'm not going to slice. Forget you, I'm not going to slice you. I don't need to slice that. Because that's unneeded. So I can just delete those and this and whatever that is. And we can just go make these things merge. So let's grab the X position and paste it. And then that can target weld and those can target weld. Target weld. Target weld. target world, and target world. And again, that edge is unnecessary. This one can come up. Huh. Don't know where that came from. And we'll just clean this up. And again, this is all extra from my cutting. We'll just get rid of that. And then, just to ensure a wee bit of cleanliness, we'll do a cut. So how's things, Yash? So there, that now meshes the right way. This edge can go to. Guilt-stricken, stalling with our heads on the floor. So there, that meshes a little bit more with the font that I'm using to brand myself. And I don't need to do it with the T and the H, nor do I need to do it with the T and the L or the back of the R here. It's really only in a situation like this where the S and the T merge together. I don't remember the letters. I think it did it. Should look at my little logo that I made myself, because that'll have the actual use of this. Time. It's the T and the U that I merged. This is not the same font at all. And the E and the R. Anyway, I'm going to use this font, and I'm going to keep it like that. So my goal here is to have this move around in After Effects in the window here. So what I'm going to try and do is make it look like it's made out of the same material she is, so that it gets lit kind of nicely here. So we're going to go into Max, and we'll generate a material for this to try and make it look decent. Let's go into our render setup, and I'm going to swap out renderers. Production render is fine. The scanline I don't want. I want Arnold. Arnold. Okay. With Arnold selected, we can go to our materials here. And we're going to select everything. And we'll just throw a new material on this, which is going to look good. I'm going to set up my lighting here to match what's in that scene. So we're going to go and do the lighting, set up some Arnold lights. I'm going to put one over here. And one over here. Let's delete this one. And I'll just move them up. And this one's going to move up a little bit more. And we're going to go into its settings. Mod everything. Bad beat. Summer heat. We'll do it nice and blue. Let's change this to high quality so we can actually see the lighting. And this one's going to be orange. Something in that nice amber color. Let's go into the viewport here. Display selected. Where are you? Blame it on the boom boom. There we are. Scene lights is on. Okay. Do you like big wine black? Show enough, here we go. I'm not entirely sure why we're not seeing these lights. Incandescent. Blame it on the boom boom. I'm getting messages on LinkedIn from people who can't see the stream. What the heck, man? All right. I think that's good. Okay, so why you know render? Why are these lights not on? Light type, quad, point light, radius. Sure, let's say it's that big. Color. Let's do this. Color. Intensity. Nada. Zero. Zilch. Nothing. Maybe I shouldn't be using Arnold. Arnold, you let me down. I'm not impressed. Let's go to our render settings. And pop out of our Arnold. Never had really good results with Arnold in Max. Quicksilver hardware renderer. I don't want that. You know what? Screw it. Let's use the scan line. Let's use a scan line. We'll go simplified. Get out of Arnold lights and go to the standard lights. And we can omni this shit. So I'll put a light over here. So I'll bring up. And we'll bring it forward a little bit. We get some light on this. We're going to go in here. Intensity and color. This is going to be orange. On my own. Okay, so we got orange. Let's make sure shadows are on. Boop. Which will be important. And I'll make a duplicate of this guy over here. This guy will be blue. Bleu. As the French say, bleu. Bring this up a little bit. I think the blue I used is really desaturated in this. I could, you know what, I could probably actually just grab the colors from Unreal for those lights. Which might be an easier way of going about doing this. What are we at? 60, 68, 88. Max. Dunk. Okay. So we're going to do 153. $127. What were my values again? 59. No, I might as well get it exact. 150. 68. So 150, 173. Let's do those two. 150, 173. And finally, wrong one. 88. 224. Okay, so there's the actual color that I'm using in the world. And it wouldn't kill me to get the other one right, too. This is just going to help them blend, the two elements blend together. That's not what I wanted at all. I wanted this, no, this. And the other light, this one. Is that the really bright one? No, the really bright one's in here. This guy. 178. Oh. 178, 125, and 65. 128, 178, 125. This light. 178, 125, 25, and 88. No, 88 was the other one. 65. There we go. So now I got my colors to match the way that I want them to. And again, I'm going to bring up the brightness of this one so that it matches. Decay, we're going to use the inverse square. And we'll bring it up enough. Okay, let's try render. That's good. I got to render it at the right resolution in order to get it to match up. So let's set up a camera. Let's do a free cam. Let's put this here. Rotate it 90. And we'll zero this. And that's fine. Gonna bring it up here. Look through the camera. Safe frames. Let's move the camera out. And let's make sure that this guy is also centered. Like that. Anyway. Okay, so I've got a camera. I've got the text. I'm going to animate the text. I think moving this will make the most sense. And again, this would be absolutely lovely if I had the exact right number of frames. Let's see. Composition settings. So this guy's going at 60 frames a second. 58.22. I think I can do that. I'll do some math here. 58.22 times 60 is 3493.2. 0.2 is a wee bit troublesome. 3493. So I think maybe what I'll do, let's do 60 frames a second, and let's do 4 seconds. So 240. Let's do this. 240. Okay, so the goal here is that I want the text to just kind of drift a little bit and move. Again, and make it feel alive and what have you. So I'm going to go to my auto key. And starting at frame 1, I'm actually going to give it a little bit of a rotation. We'll do this locally too. And we'll do something maybe like that. And then I'm going to set a key. And we'll duplicate that key at the end. And then let's see. Let's go to frame. It's 60 frames a second. Let's go to here and rotate it maybe back this way. And then maybe 120. We'll go up this way. And then we'll do one more kind of in between. And then it can go back to its original position. So we'll turn this off. And we'll test the motion. So far it's okay. Now, it's got ease in and ease out on it, which I don't actually want. So I'm going to go to my graph editor. Let's do a schematic view. Not the schematic view. Graph editor, it's the track view I want. And take all these keys and just make sure that we're using auto tangents. That should be okay. Okay. Give me a second. I'm going to go get some water. I'm very, very parched. And so, give me a second. Okay. We back. Apologies. The throat's starting to kill me. Starting to lose my throat. And so a nice sip of water. Okay, let's test this from the camera's perspective. I want to make sure I didn't rotate it out of frame. Okay. Brandon, hey, what's up, bro? So I'm having an issue with my stream that was pointed out to me that when I end the stream at the end of the evening, I say my goodbyes and everything, and then I kill the stream. And apparently the lag that you guys experience from when I do something until it happens on screen for you is about 20 to 30 seconds or so. And the issue is that when I kill the stream, that 20 to 30 second delay doesn't exist anymore. The stream disappears for you real time. And so I end up getting cut off at the end. And so what I want to do is just add a little bit of an animation thing that I can put at the end of the stream so that when I say my goodnights, goodbyes, and thank yous, I can then just turn something like this on. This is obviously one for the beginning of the stream. But that's what I want to do, is have something that is still animated to let you know that something's going on and what have you, but do this kind of thing. And so anyway, that's the idea. That's why I'm doing this. Okay, let's set up my background. I'm going to make sure it's blank. I need a folder for this. Okay, I'm going to go make me a new folder. Render stills. I'm going to put them in there. And I need to change my resolution. Yeah, that's exactly it, man. Just something to have there, so that it's not just blank for 20, 30 seconds and has meaning to it. And so I'm just going to do this in 3ds Max here, where I'm going to take this stream will begin shortly. I'll run that at the beginning, and then the stream has ended. I'll put at the end, and so hopefully that'll work. And so what I need now is to pump out my my render for this thing. So I'm going to render this at fairly high resolution. Let's do 3000 by, let's say 2000. I'm going to be, like, the whole video is going to be 4K, but this is just going to be a portion of the video, so that should be fine. Before I render this, we're going to do active time. We are going to output size is fine. I don't care about nothing else. We don't care about nothing else. But the file. Where's my file? Active range frame. Render to view. That's what I want. Files. That's where I want you to save. So computer, D drive, captured videos, and in this folder. And I guess we're going to give it a name. Let's call this one Begin, because this is the beginning. I guess I need a format. I'm tempted to do it as a sequence of PNGs, because I think that'll be faster. Let's do it as a sequence of PNGs. 20 RGB 48-bit. That should be fine. Alpha channel I. And say okay. And now we'll have a test, a true test. The power of my new computer. All right, man. You come back when you come back. So let's see how this goes here. 4K resolution. 240 frames. That's 2, 3. Needless to say, that'll be a while. So while that's going, I'm going to pop into the project. We'll just let that go. Don't save. While that's going, I wanted to add a few things UI-wise to my project that I feel are lacking at the moment. And so I wanted to edit those. The first of which is that when you are near an object and it becomes pick up a bull, I would like to have a UMG or a widget appear on screen that says left clicked to interact or to inspect. And so I think that's what I'm going to do. I have one that I made already, which is called interaction, which so far hit E to interact, which is not what I want, but it's there. We're going to go edit the text. And this is actually going to say right click. I don't need to be that, like that. Right click to interact. And I've got an animation on this guy, which is a fade in and a fade out. So there's the fade in, and then there's the fade out, which is it fading in and fading out. So the idea, let me compile this, is that widget gets added to the screen, and all I'm going to do is just play those animations when things become clickable, if that's the thing. So I need to do this when we are returning true for the look, and so this is going to be in my character blueprint where this happens. And here's my ray trace here. Get the location of the player. Get usable actor. Get usable actor. That's not the one that I want. Get interact. Interactor. Get the interactor. So this is the one that I want here. Which is going to line trace. Oh, that's why you're acting bizarre. It's my own fault. It's my own fault. I swapped out the line trace for a sphere trace to make it a little bit easier to select items. However, the sphere trace wasn't doing what I expected it would, and I couldn't figure out why. And I now know why. It's because I was using a line trace still. Let's compile this. So that's okay. Let me, shite. I don't know what level I'm in. I'm in the persistent. Not ideal. Okay, that's really bizarre. Let's do a trace on this. Yeah. That doesn't look right. This doesn't look right either. It looks like something got resized. Yeah, something got resized. Okay. Okay, so the trace is doing what I want it to. Yeah, see, that should be returning the coin. I don't know why it doesn't hit the coin. But let me check and see. Get all actor types of this guy. Yeah, I don't know why that's the case. Okay, well, let's turn this off anyway. That was the thing that I thought was wrong. And set it back to none. Compile this again. And what I'm looking for is when this does hit the object. Using max distance variable. That's, yeah. Okay. So it's in here. I don't need that open. No, don't. Ah, damn it. Pop open Visual Studio. So I think this is where I want to throw that out to my UMG. So let me go grab my blueprint. Am I in persistent? I'm in persistent. So here's my level blueprint. Actually, I can probably do this in the other map. I don't need to do it here at all. Let's go into the Cabin in the Woods map. And yeah, you can save everything. So the Cabin in the Woods map, I want my LDA. My LDA. We'll go open the blueprint. And there's nothing in the LDA, just some variables, which is fine. And I think that's what I'm going to do is on begin play. Add to view viewport. That should be a V. Add to viewport. How did you stay so strong? Yes, and I can't. I know I can't do that. How could I save? The interaction widget is going to go into there. What? Can I not add a widget? This is the one that's going to go here, and here, here. Okay. Oop. That'll be okay. Why is that not correct? Add to viewport. Weird. A fallen angel in the dark. That's a material. I don't want the material, I want the widget. That's not what I want. Widget. Interaction. This guy. Yeah, apparently I can't do that anywhere. Okay, so let's do it in the level blueprint. In the level blueprint. On begin play. Oh, I'm already adding it. It's already here. Duh. Okay. That's not doing anything. Okay, and that's the random location. Okay, so what I need is, this is already being added to the viewport. I just need to play the animation. So when this returns true, let's add a custom event. Yeah, let's add a custom event. And this is going to be called custom event underscore interact fade in. And likewise, I need one for the custom event fade out. So custom event underscore interact fade out. Then, so let's compile this. This guy, widget. Get the widget. And we're going to play an animation. On fade in. That's odd. I don't think that's what I want. Yeah, something is amiss. Let's go to, where's my other UI where I'm doing this? Fading in, fading out is loading. Loading. There's my loading screen. Fade in. Fade out. Okay. And in the graph, fade out finished. Play animation. I've got to do it in there. That's what I'm doing wrong. It's got to be in here. Let's go to the graph. Yeah, that's what that's what I got to do. These guys are already set up. Custom widget visibility on, custom widget visibility off. So let's go and rename these, because that's piss poor naming. Custom event, interact, fade in, interact, fade out. Okay, those work. So back in, I don't want these. Ba-boom, boom. So I need to trigger these off. And this is the widget, which is in the world. That's the character blueprint. That's the world blueprint. Okay, so when this hits, it's going to return. But if it's true, I want to CE underscore no cast to what's my widget? W interaction. Okay, and I think this should be the player controller. I'm hoping this is what I'm doing. And before you go into return, as this, you are going to CE underscore fade in. This guy goes in here. Right, that's not gonna work. Get all actors of class. Class is W underscore. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, Hmm. I need a reference to my widget, which is in the character world, which I can't get. Let's open this up. Let's rename this var interact widget. Compile. Var yeah, it's not going to be accessible in here. I will be able to can I put you in here? Yeah, you're not a child of that, so that's not going to work. I need a widget to put in here. So that's not going to work. And don't think that'll work because I need a target. What am I in there? Can I get the player controller for this? Player controller. Not exactly. This is where I need all actors of class, which I can't get. Please come inside. That's global. That's global. Grr. I can't cast this because I can't cast to a widget. This is the thing that I need. Let's go and take a look at where am I doing all of my loading screen interaction stuff? That is in no, where am I doing all my U? That's in the widgets, loading screen, main menu. I'm drunk and I'm feeling down, and I just want to be alone. Why don't you just go home? Game instance. You're casting the game instance here. All you say is, can I use the game instance to run this? Sew myself shut. Let's into the graph. Yeah. That's not what I wanted. Tear my heart open. My weaknesses. It's in smooth load. Okay, let's get rid of that. Why don't you just go home? Okay. I need that. Boom, 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 boom. And I think what I'll do is add a delay. What the hell's my delay? I saw myself shot. Delay. How do you not just give me a delay? I tear my heart open. I saw myself shot. Set delay. Put 2 in there. Okay. Yes, and you can't be the target. I'm aware of that. Okay, let's get game instance. Yeah, I can't go in there. What am I doing with the game instance? The game instance. You. 9. That's because it's in the game instance with a smooth loaders. That's of no use. I don't want to get the game instance. What I want to get is my widget. Get all widgets of class. The class is W underscore interaction. This goes in here. I'm gonna move all this down so I can track it. So this goes in here. This goes in here. It's not what I want at all. Let's put this in here. That should compile without errors now. Tonight. That you're here tonight. Oh, maybe what I'll do is not fade it out. Yeah. This is the fade out. I'm going to delete that. Go back to the designer. Delete the fade out animation. And the fade in animation will make longer. Brilliant. Brilliant. Why can't I make you longer? I can make you longer. So let's open up color and opacity. 0 to 1. So let's keep it visible. Let's add 2 to 4. So make it visible again. And then we're going to go to 6. If I could. Oh, I can't. There we go. 6. And we'll set this back to 0. So now it fades in, stays on screen for 2 seconds, and fades out. So instead of doing 2 animations, we do 1 animation. That way, in the character blueprint, we just play the animation whenever it hits. Let's give this a whirl. And as soon as I get something... So that's not working. I might have to go back to the persistent level. Just to make sure. Because a vision softly is creeping. That load? That loaded. Let's see if this is any better. Okay, I'm going to probe your brains, those of you watching. I need a sound effect for the play button. Yeah, see, it's so hard to actually narrow down this thing. I need a sound effect for the play button. I need some kind of audio cue that will play when I click play. And so let's see what you guys have in your brains. What do you have? Okay, so this is good. This CE interact fade in. CE underscore interact fade in. Why do I have a funny feeling that's not the right one? That I named two things that. Boom, boom. There's no spaces in this. And this is coming back with spaces. Which means something is wrong. Let's go rename this. Interact fade in. Let's save that. Oh, that totally did update. Interact fade in. So that is the right one. Let's boom boom. Let's see. Maybe I'm gonna do it. No, that's where it's gotta go. Man screaming. I don't want to blow my my vocal cords out. Doo-doo. This thing definitely needs to go somewhere else. There's not enough light to see it here. It's a shame. That's going to actually drive where I put things. Man, that trace is terrible. But I'm not seeing my UI in any way. Let's make sure that the UI is being added when it's supposed to be added. I'm in persistent. Let's go to the level blueprint. This is just my loading screen stuff. Evil snarky laugh. Like you just feel in the evil's trap. I fell. Yeah. It's not bad. You know, something. That might be good. I won't blow out my vocal cords doing it. I think that might work. Okay, so it's not in the persistent. Cabin in the woods. Yeah, sure. See what you think. I think you're onto something, Ian. Novel blueprint. Lifestyles of the rich and the famous. So my widget is being added. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think I will do that. I will make the evilest laugh I can. Which means I have to bring the microphone down really close. Really, really close. Like this. Yeah, I think I can do that. Put that back. Let's put that back. Okay, so this is definitely here. The event graph Cabin in the Woods. It's being added on that map. Right? Begin play. Okay, so it's there. Well, let's check and see if it's actually working. Well, let's print. Play. See, that is not firing it off at all. Lifestyles of the rich and the famous. Get interact actor. Maybe it isn't an interactable. Maybe it is the... Get interact actor. That's this one. Well, maybe I've just got to go and put this... that's usable actor. Maybe I've just got to go and try and put these two and some of these other ones as well, because I could have sworn that was the interact actor that we were playing with. That should work. What else have we got? Get interact actor. Change action cursor. Change cursor back. Change examine cursor. Change examine cursor back. Get usable actor and get interact actor. That's it. Hey, Bray. How you doing, brother? Man, it is way too hard to target. Hey, look, it works. Now, wait. It's printing, but the UMG didn't... There we go. Way to go, UMG. So why is my widget now turning on? Oh, it's when I leave. That doesn't make sense. So if you love me, let me go. Where am I printing? In here. So this is being fired off. Restore the state. Let's try this again. Here's the balloon. That's 10 times as stupid. Why is it happening when it comes off? In order for it to come on screen when it comes off, it has to be when it's done being hit. And that doesn't make any sense. Okay, I got another idea. Let's delete these. And rewire that back up. Okay, so it's not happening anywhere inside the player blueprint. So there should be nothing now. Okay. So what if I do my own line trace here? Where am I doing the line trace here? This is sphere trace on get usable actor. Let's find references to this. This is in the character. Get usable actor. It's not usable actor I want. I'm in the wrong. It wasn't get usable. It was get interact. This is the one that I want to find the references to. Get last interact. Get interactor. Do, 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 do. That's not what I want. Interact unused. Get interact actor. It's inspect. Can I? There's no inspect. Okay. So one of the issues I'm having here is that the system that I bought actually does a lot more than I really intended it to do ever. And that's causing a problem because there's a lot of stuff that I don't need in here. Okay, what is this guy? This is take item, which is when we go to the end world. That's all inventory stuff. There is no inventory. Create a new inventory examine. Oh, shit. Let's see. Gamepad input, mouse input, mouse input. If I is pressed. You know what? I never even checked to see if I got rid of that well enough. That's a relief. Get usable actor. Okay, well here. This is how I can find if it's usable actor or if it's interact actor. We'll break usable. Okay. I cannot target this thing. So that's part of the problem. Is that it's usable actor, not interact actor. So the way that these things were named is not decent. Okay, so that's where this needs to go. So this is where I want to get a reference to get all widget. of class. The class is W underscore examine. No, interaction. W underscore interaction. Okay, and that's going to go here. And for every one of these things, CE underscore. I didn't call it that. Interact fade in. I know it serves me well. Interact fade in with whatever's in here, and then you can return to the end. Okay, that should do what it's supposed to do. Let me, if this animation plays, start time is 0. It's going to play the fade in. Let's double check that fade in does what I want it to do. Where's my play? There's play. Fades in. It's on screen for 2 seconds. And fades out. Okay, so that's right. Starts at 0, plays 1 time, plays forward, plays at 1 time speed, and then goes back to its original state. I'm going to add a print in here. And do that. Something is screwy with the way that this is detecting. So that, it plays right away. So it is detecting right away. But it isn't until I take the cursor off that it plays. Why is that? That doesn't make any sense. Maybe it's trying to constantly play? Can I put a retrigger delay on this? Maybe that's the issue. Let's put a retrigger delay on this for 5 seconds. Maybe it's just firing off all the time. Well, now it's just broken. Doesn't make any sense. The logic broke, and my brain is not helping. See, it should be on screen right now. Excuse me. Pardon me. Okay, maybe I won't put it where I'm doing it. Obviously, we're getting a material change on these objects. Why don't I see if I can just throw it where the material change is? Because this is obviously not working. So I'm going to delete those and recompile this. And somewhere in this fella, event graph, somewhere, is it in here? Somewhere is the post-process colors that I want to edit. Get usable actor, get interact actor. None of these. Event graph. Drop an item, I don't care. Begin play, I don't care. Custom event number 2. That's really useful. Throw objects, I don't care. When using an item, this is the firing section to do when the mouse is pressed while using an item. It's not useful. So none of this is not where the color stuff is. Let's go into the proper blueprint for the item and see what's in here. On examine. On examine. Is that the event craft is empty? That's where I'm assigning the creatures. That's where I'm assigning the construction. And then I'm assigning the mesh. It's not in this. Which is the pickup base. Can it be in the interact blueprint? Interact base? No. This one. Assign mesh, event graph, construction script. There's nothing in here. Where are you? Inventory actor. Selection mode. It's not in here. Yeah. Oh, maybe it's in the pickup base. Broke our mirrors. It's not in here. I thought it might have been in there. And then this is the master. And then there's template, which is empty. So it's not that one. Interact. It's not interact. I call it interact, but it's not interact. Handheld. Oh, damn it. Okay, let's go into the child blueprint here and grab the mesh. I can find this. Let's go to the level blueprint, not the level blueprint. The post process volume. I am in Cabin in the Woods. Colored outlines. Hey, Michael. How you doing, brother? There you are. That's what I was looking for this whole goddamn freaking time. So this is the color when you find something that you can interact with. Which I actually want to switch over to the blue, I think. And not the green. Because I'm using the blue everywhere else. Oh, that's such better collision detection. How's the game going, brother? Oh, look at that. It's so easy to find the ring now. Beautiful. It's coming, man. I'm running into some problems that I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know, man. I don't fucking know. There's a bunch of shit not doing what it's supposed to do. I've got this widget. So I've got these interactable objects here on screen. 18 already, eh? Holy shit, man. So yeah, so I've got these interactable objects that... Oh, see, now I can't hit it. Oh, that's so weird. Why was it so good a second ago? And now it's all broken. Anyway, I have these interactable objects that you can pick up. And I want to make it so that when you're looking at something that you can pick up, that a UI element appears on screen saying left click to pick up. Here's left click. I think I wrote right click. But yes, left click to pick up. Yeah, this is a sphere trace that I'm doing. And so it's a sphere trace from the player. It's hitting the right type of object, and it's returning that. That section is working, but here's the part I don't get. So if I throw a print in here, this is the put my UI on screen element. So if I do this, stupid system. So if I target one of these things here now, I'll find one that'll work. Oh, it's not actually... Why is it not? Oh, because I removed it from the player. That's why. Character player. I want get interact actor. Is it interact? It's not interact. It's usable. Let me go to usable actor. Okay, so this has to go back in here. So this here goes here. Okay. So when I interact with these stupid things, by just placing the cursor on them, bango, I'm getting my print to work. So I know that it found that node, but it's not playing the node directly after it until, see, right click to interact, which I know should say left click, but I don't know why. I don't know why it's firing off after and not as soon as it hits. Let me change this before I forget. Left click to interact. Compile. So the animation here is just it fading in opacity and fading out. And all I'm doing is just calling that node. It prints shit to the screen, but then it's not playing the animation. My thinking is that when this is true, it prints to the screen repeatedly. To show the widget, so the widget is already on screen. It's just transparencied out. It's being added at the on level level begin. On begin level, event level begin, whatever. On event begin play. That's it. And so it's being added right away as soon as it's there. But it's, as you can see in the viewport here, it's actually just transparent. There's nothing there. And when this raycast happens, it should play this animation that fades it in, keeps it on screen, and then fades it out. And that works. But it works after the raycast is set to false. And so my thinking is that while this is true, this keeps printing. And so it's trying to keep playing this. So it's hitting frame 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. It's keep looping the play, which means it's going to Let me turn restore state off and see if that helps. And so it's not actually getting to play the entire sequence, which is really bizarre. See that, again, it fires off as true. And then it shows up when it's gone. And so I don't understand why it does that. Right? Like the raycast is true right now. The balloon's lit up. And when the balloon goes out, that's when it says left click to interact. Which is the wrong time. That's not what it should be doing. And it's baffling me. You think that's what the case is? Because I also did a re-trigger delay. And I tried this. So this will actually, we'll see this working with the print. So if I do this and set this to 5 seconds, you can now only hit this thing every 5 seconds. And if I hit play, we should see this work immediately on here. But it doesn't. Now I'm not even getting the print screen to work. Even though the trace is still returning true, now it doesn't print the screen. See, it doesn't print the screen at all now. And the only thing I did was then enter a delay, a re-trigger delay. And so I don't understand. This now doesn't get called because there's a delay. Which doesn't make sense. Can I just put a natural delay in here? Okay, here, let's put a natural delay in of 2 seconds. So now when I get something on screen, bad spawn point. Yep. Let's not have that happen. One, two, hello. What? Oh, that's so weird now. It's looping while it's true. Do once. That'll work. Do once. And screw these things. That's what I needed. Okay, and I need to reset the do once. Where am I? I'm in the... Yes. This is where it's getting the constant input, is from here. So I may have to do the do once here. That's what I need to do. This doesn't belong. This just goes here. Compile. And it's here where do once works. So we're going to do once in here. And when array fails, we'll go in here. Shoot. Now I'm not bringing the... okay, let's do this, then that, which is a sequence. So you go there, and then here. Okay. I think I've got the logic sorted out. Yeah, see, now it doesn't work again. Until it's off. It doesn't make sense. Again, I'm looking at it. It should be on screen. But when it's off is when it happens. That means in here, put this here. When this gets cast, do once, gets the widget, tells it to play. It plays, but it doesn't play. It doesn't play until this returns failed. Why does that not make any sense? Yeah, I just said a bool is playing and do it then. Problem is that I'm doing these things over 2 different blueprints and I'm having trouble getting them to communicate. Okay, let's add the print here. Because something is really screwy. See, the print fires off at the right time. It doesn't make sense. This fires continuously, which means it's going into the return node continuously, which means it's firing this continuously, which is, okay, let's, fuck it, do once. Let's do once in here. I don't want that one. No, not done. Do once. Do. No, I've got nothing in tick. See, it works. Okay, hold on. So now I just got to get a way to reset this. I guess I can make another custom event and throw that in here. Yeah, let's try that. Okay. Damn it. Custom event, interact, reset. And this is just going to reset. Compile this guy. After that is going to go here. Reset. Interact. Reset. Goes in here, and then you can just return. Okay, survey says. Okay. Damn it, it's still happening when it's off. Why is it backwards? That should be returning true. And now it should be false. But it's true. And now it should be true, but it's not playing. What the fuck? You still have the cast failed going the wrong spot. No, cast failed is going into the sequence. That should reset the do once. Okay, let's skip that do once. Since I've got it in the other... I've got it in the blueprint. Too many do onces and you do never. Yeah. It's totally backwards. It doesn't play when it's hit. Trebizar, my friend. Trebizar. That's the map. I don't need that. That's the... Okay, we're gonna swap this. There. Don't need that any further. The logic makes sense to me, and it's not doing what I want it to do. What if I do... That's where that's starting. Sphere trace hits an object. Check to see if it's this guy. If it's true, get my widget. Let's turn these off. Not that that should have broken anything. You sons of bitches. What's up, Bobby? How you doing, brother? Okay. It's just killing me. Nice. I don't understand. What the hell, man? Mike, how are you with your trace, your sphere trace? This is another one that baffles me. So let me go to my sphere trace and draw this for one frame. Check this out. So here's one of the problems that I can't solve. So there's my sphere trace. And you can see that it's not just a sphere, right? It's a cone sticking out for me, and it's about 2 meters from his face forward. Now, this should fire off as true when one of these items is getting hit. And look at how much of the sphere is in that object, and it's not returning true. Like, even though it's a sphere trace, it's still acting like a ray trace. Right? See, I get the little red dot on it? That's the first time it hit. Which doesn't make sense. And I can get the sphere off of the damn thing, and it's still returning true. Look at that. Returning true, and I'm not on the object anymore. It doesn't make any sense. See that? And then the red dot goes across. That should be true. Look at. And now it is returning true. I wonder if it's got to do with the player rotation. Let me turn them away. No. Yeah, good idea. What's eject? F10? Here, we'll do it that way. Like, a bunch. A bunch is actually hitting. We jump back in. Yeah, see here? It hits. And again, like, it's hitting out here. Now that makes sense. I do have a collision volume around this object, and that's what it's hitting. It's returning the closest actor hit. So it's a straight line from his head forward. So you can see I have no problem hitting the hat. And I go down to the toilet paper, and like, look. Look how it's nowhere near. See, it snaps onto the other object? Like, that should be returning the toilet paper. That shouldn't be hitting the toilet up there. There's something really screwy with this sphere trace. Like, look at this. It's snapping it's not a sphere. It's snapping to the collision of the shelf and not actually hitting the object. Yeah. Line trace by channel. Okay. So this is going to go in here. This is my starting. This is my ending. And this is what we're looking for. Actors to ignore. Yeah. This goes in here. This goes in here. And we can get this guy out of here. So this one... Trace visibility. Actors to ignore. See, there's too many actors to ignore, though, right? I want everything that is... World static? Let me make another one of these. Remove this one. No. That's not what I want either. Fine, we'll just make them both world static. Oh, and I can't use that kind of array in there. Yeah, that's all I'm doing though, right? Yeah, see, I can't hit the garlic. The only things I can hit... Oh, look at that. I couldn't hit that guy either. So that's the problem with the ray trace, is it's got to be pinpoint accurate. And some of my meshes are going to be really, really tiny, which is why I wanted to use the sphere trace. But I also should be... See, there's something here. Like, it's way too small to hit that. I wonder if it's interfering, if it's the player mesh that's interfering with the trace. Because the trace is coming from... actor location, which is where this thing is. And they've got a base eye height plugged in here, which is just how tall the character's eyes are. Yeah, I wonder if the trace is impacting the character mesh. I would do a sphere trace where the ray trace hits to be more forgiving. Yeah, that's what I was doing with this, though. Let's do sphere trace by channel. So let's try this. Move these guys down. The old familiar sting. Why can I split you? Oh, that's a multi-sphere trace. Duh. Sphere trace by channel. That's why. Everyone I know goes away in the end. Visibility. Let's draw for one frame. Ignore self. True. That should mean it ignores this actor, if I'm not mistaken. Why are you not? Nothing to ignore. Ah. Yes, yes. That is important. That one's not bad. That's good. And again, I can't hit the garlic because the trace is hitting the shelf. Why is that still a line trace? I'm doing a sphere trace. Sphere trace by channel, and it's still returning a line trace. Doesn't make any sense. Also, those of you trying to help me solve this hunk of shit. What's that? Is that a player start? No, that's my blueprint. That's fine. You can stay there. These red spheres, by the way, that's what the trace is actually detecting, is that sphere. And so that sucks. Um, because it shouldn't actually be colliding with the mesh. It should be colliding with the sphere. And I put this collision sphere here so that it would be easier to track these things. And because there's ones like, you know, what the hell? Why is the ring here? What the Sam hell? Okay, this one is broken. That would explain a bunch. Okay, this is 31. Let me go make another one of these. And put this up here. So that'll probably fix that problem. The problem with that, Bobby, it works right now with the system you're suggesting, having just the player be near the things. But there's only like 8 of them in the world right now. Not even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them in the world. And there's going to be 50 of them. So when you get to a shelf like this, like right now the hard hat's there, but you might have like 5 of them on the shelf. They might be all within range. And so I need it to be looked at so that the player can actually target the one they wanna find. Okay, so those are all working really nice. How about the garlic? Again, es no bueno hitting the garlic. This too, like it's so sputtery. It doesn't make any sense. And this one, like, I seem to have very little issues hitting this one. But the garlic is up high. Maybe that collision... That one works just fine. That one's easy to target. What are you looking at? And again... This one has got to be so damn accurate. Okay, let's take a look at my collision volume in here. Because that's what the ray trace is supposed to be hitting. Collision preset, overlap, all dynamic. Alright, brother. What if I do a trace for has tag? Yeah, see, even that, though, when I get to the shelves, the trace is hitting the shelves before it hits my items. I needed to completely disregard the shelves. The shelves are static meshes, yeah? So maybe that's what I need to do, is do a trace that that does actors to ignore, and I can put static meshes in there. Get all actors of class, and the class is static mesh, static mesh actor, and I put this in here and I say, you go fuck yourself. And then this can go in here. No, I'm not using you. I'm using you. This'll work. This'll work. So we're gonna get all static meshes and tell them to fuck off. So now we're not checking for static meshes. Oh yeah, so that hit a lot better. I think the radius on my sphere is too small. Sphere trace. Yeah, my radius is set to fucking nothing. Radius of 50. That's why the sphere trace was acting like a ray trace, because it was a ray trace. Okay, that hits way better. That hits way better. That hits way better. Okay, so that's problem one fixed. My trace is now doing what I want it to do, which is friggin' beautiful. But this doesn't solve the problem of why the text isn't working correctly. Okay, so I don't need you anymore. Okay. So let's go back to here. Just ignore the whole frickin' world. That is the nice thing about having a blueprint class that is just the object I'm looking for. Okay, so now I need to get this part to work. Which is to play my animation. So, let's flop these in order so that they're not tangled coming out of the node. The do once is unneeded because it's in here. So, you're also not needed. So when we cast my pickup object, if the cast is successful, meaning the object we hit is the pickup, then we get all of the widgets that are of this type, which there's only one. We then tell that object to fade in, which runs this node, goes through do once, and should play the fade in. But it's only happening after the trace is false. Okay, let me delete these guys, and we're going to play a new game. Cast true and cast false. Okay. So now cast false. Cast false, cast false, cast false, cast true. False, true. Oh. Well, now that's rather peculiar. It's not returning true. It's returning true and false. False, true. It's ping-ponging back and forth. Well, that's stupid. Way to piss all over my parade, jackass. Why the hell is it returning true and false? I guess my sphere is hitting... Well, it should be ignoring the shelf. It shouldn't be returning false at all. But this is firing off. Okay. So what I want to do... Maybe I should do this the way I was, with dual animations. Maybe that's what I should be doing. Yeah. That's what I should be doing. Okay, let's try it this way. Mow, mow, mow. Can I not... I can't move the length of the animation? Okay, well, whatever. Whatever. Let's add another animation. Interact, fade out. Okay. On a track. Yes, this guy. Track is going to be visibility. No. We're going to remove visibility. Track is going to be color. So we'll set the alpha to 1 by default. And 2 seconds in. 0. So now we have a fade out animation and a fade in animation. So in the graph, let's duplicate this guy. Enter, no, I want a custom event. Just because you got yourself in some shit, it doesn't mean I have to come deal with it. Okay, let's rename this guy. Interact, fade out. Okay. Not what I wanted. Bap, bap, bap. I'm just beginning to wanna do. Okay, compile. Compile. Let's give it a whirl. Son of a bitch. The logic to this doesn't make sense to me. Okay, let's throw a do once in those. Till it's done. Okay. Okay, so let's do once. Okay. That seems to work, but it seems like there's a delay. No, that's working. Okay. Okay. Okay, that seems to work. Fading in when it hits that, doing it once, playing the fade in animation. This cast failed. When the cast fails, fade out the animation. So this should play the animation. Which, yeah, okay, granted, it's looping and it's fading out. Okay, I'm gonna have to do it with a bool. Okay, thinking, the brain juice is going. I do need to reset when the animation ends. The problem with this is that the trace is always firing. And that's not what I want. I need it to be a one and done. And so what I'm thinking of doing is, instead of firing these off here, creating a bool and setting that bool. So let's go to the cabin in the woods. I'm gonna grab my... Man, there's a lot of shit in there. Where are you? My level blueprint. I'm gonna open the blueprint. Yeah, that's part of the problem, Rich, is that logic doesn't exactly work. Because when the level starts, I'm not targeting anything, so the text appears and fades out. And so I need to create myself another variable here that I can use. So let's create a variable. It's going to be a Boolean. Interact fade interact help playing. No. Interact widget. Playing. Not sure quite what I want to name this yet. I'm going to do that for now. I'm going to make this global. Okay. It would return the same thing though, Rich, right? Even in code. If cast is true, play the animation, else reset and fade out, which means right away it'll fade out. It'll fade before it even has a chance to start. You need to set a bool as to whether or not it's enabled. And so if it's on screen, don't allow it to play. And if it's on screen, allow it to play. And so that should be the logic here. So what I'm going to do is, if the cast is true, I want to get a reference to my bool. Which I called what now? I need this guy. Interact widget playing. Okay, let's see if I can find him first. Interact. Get interact widget playing. We need all the BPLDAs. Get all actors. Of class. This is going to be blueprint level. And you can go in here. No. Ooh. This. Okay. And then get interact widget playing. Yeah, you fucker. Okay. Hold on. I need to work the logic out. The default is off, but well, okay, it's not on or off. It's visible or not visible. I'm just playing with the opacity, and so the default is that it's always there. It's just the opacity is set to 0, and so when my ray trace hits, it should play this animation. It should play this animation, which fades it in. When the ray trace then becomes false, it should then play this animation, which fades it out. I'm wondering, you know what's stupid is I have this system already in place elsewhere. I'm wondering if always be sung. This guy is a variable, so he's playable. I'm wondering if what I should do is just get rid of the animations. Go to this guy's visibility, color, and set them to 1. Okay, I think this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and change my font. I'm in for just one. Yeah. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to toggle the visibility. Okay. Nonsense. All nonsense. All nonsense. Okay, so I want a new custom event. And I'm going to duplicate this. So I have 2 events. So event number 1 is going to be called show help. Event number 2 is going to be hide help. Okay. We're going to get a reference to this. Set visibility. So it won't fade in or fade out, which would be a lot prettier. Okay. This should defeat the multiple hits. Get all widgets of class, and I need 2 of these. Excuse me, hiccups. This is interaction. Okay, so we're going to cast to that. If the cast is true, then this is going to set... set visibility. True. Okay. Let's see if this is any better. Okay. Okay, that works. Savez-vous. Let's go delete that variable we weren't using. That's fine. That's fine. Let's save all. Okay. Actually, I don't want to play. What I want to do is go back to my main map and actually see if this works. A light to heal a broken heart. Let's turn off my line trace. Okay, we should be good. Yeah, it's actually quite easy to target things now. Beautiful. In Unity, there are 3 trigger events: on enter, on stay, on exit. Yeah, you can do that similarly here with triggers. If I go to my blueprints here, yeah, this guy. So similarly here, I have so here's my collision sphere. These are the events that I can actually do with it. And so there's way more than 3. So there's on component hit, which is when the object receives damage. So not just being touched, but when something that would create damage hits it. Begin overlap, which is when something starts touching it. And end overlap, when something stops touching it. We have on component wake. So if it's a physics object and it wakes up, Component go to sleep when the physics stops. Begin cursor over, end cursor over, clicked on released on input touch, begin, touch end, touch enter, touch leave. Physics volume changed and component activated or deactivated. And so there's a ton of options for what you want to do with volumes here, in terms of how they respond. And so yeah, I think this is gonna work. Okay, I want to put the audio on that. Yeah, I know it's well. You're coding all that yourself, Rich, because you're in Unity, my friend. Okay, I'm really pleased with how easy it is to find things now. One of the other things that I want to do is I'm going to add another UI element to the screen that's going to be there permanently, which is going to be a help button. And I want to put an image on screen, which is how you're supposed to interact with this stuff. I gotta get the kid's arms done so that I can get him rigged in here. I started working on his hair, and I'm gonna have to do his hair in a completely different way than I was hoping to. I'm stuck on that. Yeah, it's actually quite easy now to select the ring or the coin. Oh, I forgot the carrot. Hello, carrot. Okay. Oh. Yeah, see, I don't want to have it here anymore. That has to make it go away. When I click to interact, it has to hide it. So that's going to be in my character blueprint. Event graph. And I think it's up here. Throw, using an item. Yeah, I think it adds a lot. Fire. So when the button is pressed, go in here, item in use, cancel throw. Game HUD. Oh, really? You can hold the mouse button down? That's news to me. I think that's for throwing. So I don't want to have the, I don't want to have that present. And so I've got to find the, inspect. Item from inventory. Highlight items and pickups dropped. Click on active item. Put item back. Okay. Not interact. Drop from examine. Throw from examine. Taken from examine. So I don't do any of those. Highlight items to examine or interact. It's not that. Highlight items. I is pressed. Interact blueprint item. An item you can interact with but can't take. That's not what I want at all. It's this examine mode that I'm looking for. I can't find it. Drop item from examine. Taken from item. Put item back from examine. Where the frick is my examine? Display, throw force. I don't care about that. When using an item, this is the firing section. What to do when the mouth button is pressed? Spawn position. Throw objects from inventory. Pick up items. Drop items. Okay. I don't know why I can't find. Where the hell are you? Event examine is closed. Another thing I drew to hate, but now that's over. Set show examine. Enable mouse cursor. That's not what I want. Get usable actor. It's in the event graph somewhere. She'll do right now. Okay, what the hell? Drops the item in front of the player from a certain height, established from below, from inventory menu screen. That's not it at all. Pick up items. Send message if inventory is all inventory. Okay, let's look for fire. Input action fire. When you press the button, item is in use, false. Go down here. Cancel throw, false. Go down here. If a mouse button is being held down, reset variables, start timer above. Okay, that's not what I want. It's all throwing stuff. Released. There's nothing in here. Right now. Okay, let me try print here. I think this is the node. Yep. This is it. Okay, let's see if this works. Nope. Okay. Show cursor. That's what I should look for. Cursor. It's just a wicked dream. Enable mouse cursor. Okay. This is what I think I'm going to do. Is hide it in here. No, it was this. This. Look at the wake from the stardust falling. Eyes, it's no mistake. So I think this will work. But if the cursor is visible, let's make that UI not visible. This should be enough logic. Nope. Apparently, that is not helpful. Okay, let's put that back. And I think what I'm going to do, let's go in here and we're going to start putting some breaks in. Why can't I delete this node? That was stupid. Okay, so I need to add a break in. Toggle breakpoint. I gotta find where this cursor is. Wow, that did it right away. Okay, so that is remove the breakpoint. Inventory actor class. Okay, determines that the throw has been... Okay, let's do this. Toggle a breakpoint here. So that is definitely not the breakpoint. Spawn throw object. Event throw object. Drop item. Using an item. It is this. I don't get it. It should be this. Try a breakpoint here. Oh, and you won't. Okay, let's go look at the widget. There's the examine widget. Okay. So it's BPW examine. Let's look for that. BPW underscore examine. So that's not here. I wonder if it's in my game class. Blueprints. This guy. No, there's nothing in here. That's of no use. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's on take. Event throw. Okay, event examine. So there's only event examine is closed. So it's got to be the fire button. Fire. It should have. Just went and found the other one. Input axis turn, turn, move, move. Freeze player. Object in hand. Okay, let's do it here. I think this will work. Some weird ticking going on in my room here. I'm not liking it. Makes no sense to me. That should have done it. That's nothing. VPI gameplay. Action interface. I'm lost. This is it. I think that's it. I think I finally... Okay, let's remove that breakpoint. Why is it firing off right away? Okay, that's when you hover over something. Let's try this one. Walk, dance anymore. That's not it. Highlights an item. Oh, let's try this one, even though I don't think it's correct. Where does begin focus go? What is this? What am I looking at? Dragged base. Hang by the pool. BPW examine. Let's see. Let's go back to the other map. Baby, can't you see? It's not in here. It's not in here. You can use a guy like me. Oh, do you want more? I am very, very lost in what's happening here. This should be the simplest frickin' thing in the world. Okay. I think what I'm going to have to do is just set its visibility when I fire. That shouldn't happen. Input action fire. Okay. I think something's wrong. Project settings. Input. I can feel you here. Jump. Yeah, we can do away with jump. Fire is still here. Left click. Right trigger. Face button top. Fine. Inventory I don't need. Use. Left mouse button. Okay. Item next. Don't need. Previous don't need. Drop selection don't need. Test action E. Okay. Those should be gone. Make sure nothing breaks. No, it's completely separate from the raycast. Oh, you know what, Ray? Rich? You might be right. That's exactly what's going on. You're right. You're absolutely right. That's what's going on. He's still raycasting. Even though I've entered this examine mode, it isn't stopping the player in the background from examining. And so I need to fix that. And I don't know if I can. Okay. I lack the brain power to deal with this right now. I'm not going to be able to do logic. Let's go see how my max render is doing. One would assume that that is done, and indeed, I do have an entire series of the stream will begin shortly, which is lovely. So we're going to abandon everything we're doing in here. Let's save all and deal with that. That's tomorrow Topher's problem. Let's go to After Effects. Let's at least get one of these things going. Oh, you bastard. You shouldn't have done that. Do. Stupid thing. Okay. So now I've got this little guy. which obviously we are going to scale down, but I'm also going to enable time remapping on this. Right. I don't think I'm going to enable time remapping. I think what I'll do first, I'm going to scale this down and move it over to the correct side, which I think will look okay. So that'll work nicely. I want to just make some duplicates of that. Good. That's what I was hoping for. Okay, no, I'm going to do this a totally different way. I'm going to delete those. We are going to new composition from selection. And what I'm going to do, composition settings, is go and lengthen this to 5822. And again, go and add in okay, that's 2. There we are. Okay, so I'm going to delete the bottom one. And we're going to find the very final frame of this one, 5607. $56.07. No, that's not what I want to do. Cancel. Undo. So we are going to stretch this out. I'm going to go 50. Let's go 62. Right there. 10408. Like you're falling. This. Come on. Okay, so this composition now is just this thing looping, which is good. So now you go to combine 2. Find. Combine 2. Do down. Not again. Okay. We'll scale this down. Do about that. Okay, so the next thing I need to do, this guy, effect, time, new. Enable time remapping. Okay, so that's 0. Damn it. Okay, so there's a keyframe there. What is begin? I'm going to come back to it. The full length of this is 104.07. So, in here, at the last frame, 104.07. Okay, we should now have proper looping. Jesus, it's late. Appears to loop to me. So let's say file, save as. Just so that I can edit this again. Projects, cabin in the woods. No. This doesn't go in there. Need somewhere else to put this. Captured videos. Streaming cards. There we go. Okay. So I should be able to now say composition. And add to render queue. Okay, projects. No, it's not where I put this. Captured videos. And we're going to call this beginning. Save. Let's also go. No, that's fine. Lossless settings. Audio off. Format options. That should be okay. That's okay. Let's change AVI. Let's see if we've got MPEG in here. Wow. 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 Ba-da-dum. Something I'm missing. That's what I wanted. Yeah, that's the correct folder. What is it? This one. Okay. Don't uncode anything. Okay. Let's try this. See how well this goes. So this is gonna be it for me for this evening, I think. I'm out of juice. I got nothing left in the tank. It's been a very long day for me, and so I think this thing's gonna take some time to go. 7 or 8 minutes. And I don't even think I have the patience to wait for that. And so I'm gonna let this thing go. Spit out its video here when it's done. And then yeah, we'll go hit this again tomorrow. And so thanks for hanging out and being a part of this. Watching me rack my brain trying to figure out some logic. And hopefully things go a little smoother tomorrow. I'm hoping. We'll see. Not a clue. I've still got a few more things that I wanted to do with the project in terms of UI. I've still got a couple of buttons I've got to make myself, and I've got to make a help screen. So I want to make it so that if a certain key is hit on the keyboard, that it brings up a help screen that will show controls and various things. So I want to do that. And I've got to remove escape from being the quit button. I want to make it so that it brings up a menu that allows you to escape or to keep playing. And so we'll see how that works. But that's all in the plan for the next couple of days. As we try and kind of fine tune this to get it to a point where it's going to be usable. And again, I got to keep plugging away at this artwork. I've got a lot of fiddly little doodads that I've got to make. I'm going to be doing some photo scanning, and I think I'm going to do that relatively soon, so we can have you guys kind of watch the cleanup process as I do that. And hopefully that'll be fairly interesting for you guys to watch, and not something that's all that boring. And so, anyway, thanks for hanging out and for watching, and let's see what happens in the next couple of days here with this stuff. Thanks again.